Young men keep the tradition of masquerading alive. Plaisance receives new $12 million bridge. In Russia, FSB officer killed in shooting outside agency headquarters. Australia declares state of emergency as heat waves fans bushfires. Greetings and welcome to this edition of Headline News Update. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. Plaisance residents benefit from newly constructed bridge. George Gonzalez tells us more in this report.
On Wednesday, Attorney General Basil Williams and Director General of the Ministry of the Presidency, Joseph Harmon, commissioned a new $12 million bridge. The bridge now connects the two communities of Plaisance and Sperendam, East Coast Demerara. Director General Harmon said that after the issue of the bridge was brought to his attention during an outreach in the community, he reached out to the private sector for assistance. He described the construction of the new bridge as a success story and noted that the best is yet to come. Attorney General Williams said the commissioning of the bridge represents a promise kept. He also said the restoration of infrastructure is one of the countless issues left by the previous administration that the coalition government continues to remedy. He also pledged the installation of streetlights and the rehabilitation of the roads in the communities. Channel 2 Headline News, George Gonzalez.
Thanks, George. The Guyana Elections Commission has disclosed that multiple entities have offered to observe the preparations and conduct of the March 2020 general elections. According to the chairperson of GCOM, retired Justice Claudette Singh, two senior Commonwealth advisors will be joining GCOM in early January. They are former chairman of Ghana Electoral Commission, Kwado Afari Gwan, and former Chief Elections Commissioner of India, Dr. Saeed Nasim Ahmad Zaidi. The two have previously served as electoral commissioners in their respective countries. Meanwhile, Chief Elections Officer Keith Lewinfield said that GCOM has received submissions from several civil society groups interested in becoming election observers. These are the Guyana Public Service Union, the American Chamber of Commerce, Guyana, Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and the Private Sector Commission. Masquerading is a Christmas tradition in Guyana. Despite the much smaller showing in recent years, the tradition still remains alive. Esther Sobers caught up with a group of masqueraders and filed this report.
As we are in the Christmas season, there are some things in Guyana that will remind us that Christmas Day is slowly approaching. Besides the Christmas carols being played on the radio and the outlavish Black Friday deals, one will notably agree that for Guyanese, the Christmas season is not fully complete without large groups of masqueraders entertaining commuters on the roadways. Masqueraders, which is an age-old tradition, would have the thrills of the entertainers known as Mother Sally, Mad Bull, Long Lady, who are all known as men on stilts. But as one look on at the masqueraders for the past several years, the enticement of these characters are often not incorporated in the masquerade performance. One often notices young men in shabby attire breakdancing in all the name of entertainment. While it's still commendable that these men have not allowed tradition to become extinct, they brave the scorching heat, showing us the styles of masquerading for small donations from the public who may be willing to share. We caught up from a few local masqueraders who have been masquerading for the past several years.
Since about 10 years, I do this thing. So when I was 10, I play masquerade drum and so. Now, this drum is strange cargo, from Victoria Village and so. So, every Christmas time we just come out and play masquerade. It's just a fun thing and so.
Holder, who has a crew of 15 young men hailing from the Victoria Village, East Coast Demerara, with some of whom who are young as 15 years old, look forward to partaking in these activities at this time of the year, where they can have fun and get paid whilst doing so. But with all the fun and frolic whilst masquerading sometimes, it can pose a danger for the revelers who entertain commuters in the midst of the rush hour traffic. These entertainers can be seen in the middle of the roadways, which can cause traffic congestion. Nonetheless, holders shied from the notion of revelers' unsafe practices on the roadways.
Most time I'm like, right here, so we just there play and so. One time we just there in tongue, but most time we just there play wrong here because me frighten the traffic and the youth man them, if, you know. I don't want nothing really happen to them and so. So we just really there here, so then just walk with the light and so. Yeah, and thing and so.
And the hours, how long do they performance for?
I like about 4 or 5 hours. We just there play here. Sometimes even more. Depends. If no rain or so, we just there play all the time and so.
What is the response from the public?
Well, we just get good response from the people them, cause the man just pass and give you fine money and so, you know. Yeah, for just, yeah, man.
Whilst there may be several groups of masqueraders across the country, I was particularly interested in these groups and their style of masquerading. I opted to learn some of their dance moves.
Okay, this is the easiest one. Yeah. Alright. So just you guys be up
Then you turn backwards. Put together. And you bring it back. Bring it back forward. And then you do the same thing. But when you do it, yeah, you can remove the leg. Yeah, and move forward. Then you get down flat slow. Yeah.
And whenever you see the masqueraders around Georgetown, do remember to support them with any donation of any kind that you may have. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. A 62-year-old security guard, Marlon Norton, of C4 Street, Campbellville, Georgetown, appeared before the Georgetown's Magistrate Court on Wednesday. According to the prosecution, on December 16, 2019, at William Street, Kitty, Georgetown, Norton had 102 grams of marijuana in his possession for the purpose of trafficking. He denied the charge. Nevertheless, the court heard that on the day in question, ranks on the patrol saw Norton throwing a plastic bag into a set of nearby bushes when he was approached. Officers retrieved the bag containing the marijuana. Norton was remanded to prison and will face the court again on January 8, 2020. Don't go away. After the break, we have the regional and international news.
Francois chocolatier is a lip-willy cake, teasing your taste buds. It's handmade, it's chocolate, it's true, it's healthy, organic, delicious, and nutritious. Have a taste of our chocolates, cakes, and much more in a variety of flavors like never before. Try our peppermint, walnut ginger, coconut rum cream, and pistachio. Only at Mason Chocolatier, 45 Garnet Street, Georgetown. And also indulge in our Saturday and Sunday breakfast, lunch, and afternoon tea only by reservations. Telephone 648-2619. Mason Francois Chocolatier, the best chocolates you ever have.
Season's greetings from Kislo's Furniture Store.
It's bigger, it's better, it's back. It's GTT's plus size Christmas promotion. Connect with your friends and loved ones with GTT services to benefit from our biggest ever Christmas bundle of specials and be one of our plus size winners. Visit our website or call 227-9444 for more information today.
Big bundles for you. Big bundles for you. Top up a grand, we make a winner out of you. We got a game show for you. Game show for you.
Yes! We mash them up, Trinidad. Yes! Yes! Chicken the curry. And on Central 11, we gonna do it again when they come to Guyana.
Yes! You can't hold me. Larry, it makes sense. Safety makes sense. Nicky Cosby, it makes sense. None of them make sense. We mash up the place.
Let me tell you something what happened. We made oil down with them. I know they get oil now, but we oil the tail down. Alright? They ain't make it at all. Alright?
Hey. Let's be video.
You know, right? I in your video.
Right? We gotta watch a line.
When they pull up the Caribbean, they're coming from Guyana.
I don't know for everything coming up, they don't clash with all.
But this is we.
Well, hear what? They don't clash. We clash now.
They're in the country, so we gotta allow them. We gotta allow them. I'm gonna book my ticket now.
Yeah, me too. When I come there, I deal with them, okay?
No, Larry, not me. I didn't say nothing bad. I didn't say nothing bad.
Just a dry ass poor people video.
I didn't say nothing bad. It was just them, right?
Yes, real police, you know, you're real bully, you know. You're bully, you know.
I like to bully you.
And you come and bully me, come.
Big body girl them, hot body girl them, cute body girl them. How the yanks they up with the girl.
Place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Shop at John Lewis Styles in December and you could win one Amazon tablet or smartwatch every day. And that's not all. 4 persons will win $1 million to spend in the store. Just imagine, $1 million to spend on clothing, footwear, watches, fragrances, handbags, luggage, and accessories. Enter to win with every $5,000 you spend. So shop now to win one tablet or smartwatch every day and $1 million to spend in the store. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Welcome back. A gunman in central Moscow has shot dead an officer from Russia's main security agency and wounded at least 5 others. Al Jazeera's Yuvia Barker reports.
The sound of gunfire echoes through the streets of the Russian capital, sending people running to safety and initiating a major security operation by heavily armed special forces who took up position on street corners. According to Russian media reports, a man attacked the reception of this building on Lubyanka Square in the center of Moscow. It's the home of Russia's Federal Security Service, the FSB, and its communist-era predecessor, the KGB. The attacker then reportedly fled to a neighbouring building, barricading himself inside. Security services then shot him dead. Ambulances were on scene to help several casualties. The Russian president was informed about the shootings that happened on the same day Vladimir Putin was holding his annual showcase press conference, screened live on Russian television. Putin was formerly an FSB chief before entering politics. It's unclear what the attacker's motive might have been or whether he was acting alone. The authorities are now trying to establish his identity. Neve Barker, Al Jazeera.
Australia has sweltered through its hottest days ever, just 24 hours after breaking the previous record. Al Jazeera Jessica Washington reports.
A crisis that has been raging for months. Millions of acres of land destroyed as hundreds of fires burn around the country. Bushfires are a normal part of the Australian summer, but not like this. The ferocity of this year's is prompting authorities to take extreme measures in Australia's most populous state.
New South Wales will be in a state of emergency from today for the next 7 days. As you are aware, this is the second state of emergency we've declared since the fires commenced in July.
Whilst today is going to be a very bad day, a dangerous day here in New South Wales, the forecast is that Saturday will be even worse. So we're talking about some very serious and dangerous conditions over the coming days.
The state of emergency means the fire service will have authority to shut down utilities like water and electricity, close roads, demolish buildings and evacuate residents. Sydney's famous harbour views have been completely transformed by the disaster.
When do we want it? Now!
And frustrations are growing. The combination of the bushfire crisis, drought, heatwaves, all sparking criticism of the government's climate policies. A group of protesters, most of them high school students, gathered outside the Prime Minister's house, braving the smoky air and uncomfortable heat to stage a sit-in.
I'm just really sick of what's been happening. We're just being ignored by the government for weeks and weeks.
There's almost a festival atmosphere at this sit-in just outside the Prime Minister's residence. There's music and games, but the protesters here say that they're serious about their message, that the government isn't doing enough to stop what they're calling a climate emergency.
There's bushfires across the country, there are heat waves across the country, and they're not doing anything about it.
We've seen a 25% increase in respiratory presentations to hospitals across Sydney because of this bushfire crisis and the air pollution that's resulting from that. We're seeing deepening health inequalities because of government inaction on climate change, and it's negligent and it's actually killing people.
Prime Minister Morrison wasn't home to hear their message. He's on holiday and is due to return later this week to face the heat. Authorities warn the volatile situation will grow even more dangerous in the coming days, with strong winds and soaring temperatures forecast. Jessica Washington, Al Jazeera, Sydney.
Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. And that is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. Tune in on Friday at 6 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube, or you can visit our website at headlinenewsguyana.com for more news. Until then, take care.